welcome to the Brasileirao magazine of round 36. Hands on the cup. With a show from Hulk, Atletico beat Fluminense and now need just a win to clinch the title. Imminent drop. Gremio lost a 6-pointer against Bahia and are very close to being relegated. Another team down. The loss to Sao Paulo in the Morumbi ensured that Sport Recife joined Chapecoense on their way to Serie B. 100% with the supporters. In another fan-packed game at the Neoquímica Arena, Corinthians defeated Atletico Paranaense and confirmed their spot in the next Libertadores. Thrilling games, beautiful goals, and excitement all the way until the last minute. All coming up in the magazine show of Round 36. Bahia and Gremio locked horns in the Arena Fonte Nova in a direct battle that could decide the fate of both teams in the competition. Couto Ferreira changed things up, with Rodriguinho and Lucas Mugni in the middle. Wagner Mancini chose Ferreira, Alisson and Borja in attack, leaving Diego Souza and Douglas Costa on the bench. With only 13 minutes on the clock, Mateus Bahia ran past the defenders on the left and found some space to finish. The shot was weak, but was just enough to beat Gabriel Chapeco and end up in the back of the net. 1-0 Bahia.
The Baianos draw first blood, break the deadlock. It took them just 12 minutes to do it.
4 minutes later, Gremio's nightmare got even worse. Under some pressure, the experienced captain Jeremel tried to send the ball back to the keeper, but the idea wasn't one of his best. He outpaced everyone else to double the score as he inflicted more damage on Gremio.
Goal! Nascimento!
The Porto Alegre club tried to change things after the break, and Douglas Costa and Rafinha came on to start the second half. Minutes later, they combined to make a good move on the right, and Rafinha sent it to Borja, who had a decent chance on goal. Gremio then managed to grab a lifeline. After a corner, Rafinha hit the follow-up, and Thiago Santos got the slightest of touches to send the ball into the net and give Gremio some hope.
Will find the goal they needed at the right time in the 61st minute. The shot from Rafinha deflected, it appears, by Thiago Santos.
Wagner Mancini's men then struggled to create as they searched for the equaliser. Bahia looked comfortable and killed the game off when Rodriguinho found Daniel on the left. The number 8 kept his nerve to steer the ball into the back of the net as the arena went crazy. Game over and an absolutely massive win for Bahia in their fight for survival. That was loss number 19 for Gremio, and with stats like that, there's only ever going to be one outcome to the season. Coming from the loss in the Sudamérica final, Red Bull Bragantino faced América Mineiro in the Nabi Abichedid. Both teams are looking to clinch a spot in next year's Libertadores. Mauricio Barbieri's squad had the usual attacking trio of Italo, Artur and Elinho, while the Rabbits had midfielder Ale making his 100th game for the club. The opponents used the first half to study each other, so there was only one real opportunity of note before the break. Lucas Cal put Clayton to work with a low shot from outside the area, but the keeper saved without too much trouble. The better chances were saved for the second half. With 47 minutes on the clock, Praxedes came close with a decent effort. The first goal of the game came from a set piece. In a corner from Ademir, Eduardo Baumann outjumped the defenders and headed home with a little help from the woodwork. 1-0 to the Rabbits, and the first goal for the defender this season.
his second goal in 81 matches.
While Praxedes had put his shot wide moments before, Artur had all the angles. In a very similar move, Red Bull's key man delivered the goods into the left corner to draw the match level. Then came another opportunity for Artur, but this time he aimed at the opposite corner. Fortunately for the Rabbits, Cavicchioli was alert to the danger. Ademir had the chance to grab all 3 points after a good move by Marlon, but his shot was just off target. Game over and a poor result for both teams. The Massa Bruta have won just once in the last 7, while America, no wins in 3 for them. Sao Paulo came up against Sport in a battle at the wrong end of the table. The Paulistas had never lost to Sport Recife in the Morumbi and hadn't conceded a single goal against the Lions in the stadium since 2007. Rogério Ceni returned to the formation with 3 defenders and chose Victor Bueno to start the game as Benitez went to the bench. Gustavo Florentin repeated the same lineup from the last game, with former Sao Paulo favourite Hernanes amongst the starters. Despite the initial pressure from the tricolor, it was the Lions who had the first real chance. On the 17-minute mark, Mikael headed well and prompted a solid save from Thiago Volpi. Sao Paulo produced a swift response. Rigoni centred, and Caleri's header produced a spectacular save from Mailson. In the follow-up, Gabriel Sada wasted the opportunity. At the end of the first half, Hinaldo centred, and Sada got a slight touch, but Mailson did just enough to prevent the first for the home team. After a set piece by Benitez, Caleri dived in to send the ball into the back of the net.
In the air this time, the ball is in the net, and the Morumbi erupts, and Caleri prods that one in.
A clever move from the Argentine duo to put Sao Paulo ahead. The tricolor wanted more, but was stopped by Mailson. After a cross from Rodrigo Nestor, Gabriel Sada thought he was in, but the keeper made yet another top-draw save. Sao Paulo's persistence finally paid off. After a pass from Marquinhos, Gabriel Sada got his rewards when he made it 2-0 with a fine finish.
That will seal it. Gabriel Sada, who was denied moments ago, this time there was no keeping that out.
A good team move from a tricolor. Game over. Despite Mailson's fine performance, Sao Paulo took the 3 points and are just about free from a drop. After another loss, Sport are surely doomed. Corinthians and Atletico Paranaense went head-to-head in the Neoquímica Arena. The Musketeers were continuing their fight for a spot in the Libertadores. On the subject of the Libertadores, Corinthians' women's team did a victory lap with a cup. This was their 3rd title win after defeating Colombia's Independiente Santa Fe. Back to the men's game, Silvinho put Renato Augusto in the starting 11, leaving William on the bench. Alberto Valentim replaced the injured Renato Kaiser with Pedro Rocha. In midfield, Christian took Terran's place. Corinthians began the game, putting pressure on the Hurricanes. Jorge Guedes found Renato Augusto, who shot. Santos had to readjust and make the save after a slight deflection. Nicao and Marcinho combined before Pedro Rocha got the ball and shot. João Victor was well positioned and blocked the attempt. Renato Augusto hit a beautiful pass to Joe. He went one-on-one with Santos, but the post saved the away side.
The most dangerous opportunity so far for Joe, hitting the post.
Best chance of the game so far.
Neither team could maintain the pace in the second half, but things changed when Corinthians were awarded a penalty. After a move on the left, Marcinho tried to cut out the centre, but handled the ball. Fabio Santos converted in his usual style, much to the joy of supporters in the Neoquímica Arena.
Corinthians can open the score. Fabio Santos! Goal!
That was number 19 out of a possible 20 penalties by the left back for the Musketeers. Corinthians had another great opportunity late in the game. Wagner found Gustavo Silva inside the box, but he shot wide. Terrans had the chance for the equaliser, but wasted that after a good pass from Nicao. Game over, and Corinthians kept their 100% record at home since the fans were allowed back in. Atletico may have the Sudamérica international title, but still have to secure their place in Serie A. Atletico Mineiro were hoping to clinch the Brasileirao title in round 36 as they clashed swords with Fluminense in the Mineiro. 3 points would mean the trophy would be theirs if Flamengo failed against Ceará. On the other side, Fluminense wanted to secure their spot in the Libertadores. The Rio team had won their last 2 matches, but had lost their last 4 away from home. The Tricolor had the first chance with only 1 minute on the clock, as André took a shot from outside the area and forced Everson into a difficult save. On the 10-minute mark, Diego Costa received the ball and turned the defender before finishing just wide of Marcus Felipe's goal. Minutes later, Flu took the lead. Marlon centred from the set piece, and Manuel got 3 of his markers to head in to the back of the net. 1-0 Fluminense. The tense atmosphere was getting to the club's main stars. Fregi and Hulk have some history, and that was reflected in a number of bad-tempered tussles between the former Brazil strikers. Then, a controversial decision raised the temperature and got both sides really going. Marlon and Diego Costa battled for possession, but the Flu player was adjudged to have handled. The away side, and in particular the fiery Fregi, were furious as VAR was called in to review the incident. The penalty stood, and Hulk put away the spot kick to make it 1-1.
Hulk for Atletico Mineiro!
Marcus Felipe guesses the corner right, but this penalty kick was so well taken.
Back for the second half, and Gallo went on to the attack. On the 51st minute mark, Junior Alonso got on the end of a corner and headed with power, but Marcus Felipe did just enough to deny the defender. But then the incredible Hulk came into play. The Brasileirao Açaí top scorer hit the free kick, and a slight deflection took the ball beyond Marcus Felipe and into the back of the net. Another vital goal from the forward.
An absolute rocket from the number 7.
Fluminense kept fighting and almost equalised. Fregi hit a powerful strike from outside the area, but Everson displayed his skills to save Gallo. Game over in the Mineiro. In a match decided by set pieces, Gallo managed to grab a spectacular comeback win and came within a whisker of clinching their second Brasileirao title. The post-match celebrations said it all. Despite the loss, Fluminense remained close to the Libertadores pack. Internacional took on Santos in the Beira-Rio on Sunday evening. Both teams are fighting in mid-table and hope to snatch a spot in the next Libertadores. Diego Aguirre started with Ednilson, Patrick and Tyson in midfield. Fabio Corrini sent out a young, fast attack with Lucas Braga, Angelo and Marcus Leonardo. With 8 minutes on the clock, Palacios received up front, had some space and used it to hit a clever pass to Yuri Alberto, but the top scorer shot just inches wide of the post. Internacional were the most dangerous team in the first half. Moisés got the follow-up after a centre and finished, but got his angles all wrong. The reward came in the very last moment before the break. Tyson shot from outside the area. João Paulo stopped the initial effort, but Patrick recovered the ball and centred. Santos defender Luis Felipe tried to clear, but could only put the ball into his own net. 1-0 Inter, unlucky for Santos. The away side was soon on level terms at the start of the second half. Pirani took the corner, and Marcus Leonardo was there to strike home and draw Santos level in the match.
And a goal! Marcus Leonardo puts it in.
A little dance to celebrate his third goal in the competition in just 2 appearances. Corrini made changes as his side dominated the remainder of the game. Marcus Leonardo hit a sensational pass to leave Madsen one-on-one with the keeper, but the experienced Marcelo Lomba prevented a second goal for Santos. With 63 minutes on the clock, Mauricio tried to respond by working his way through the middle and finishing. He delivered the goods, but the woodwork came to the rescue. Then, Moses received a centre from Mauricio in a great position to score, but wasted the last opportunity to ensure all 3 points. 3 defeats and a draw in the last 4 has come at the wrong time for Inter. Santos continue to improve, but a place in the Libertadores may be beyond them. Flamengo faced Ceará in the Maracanã with only a small hope of retaining the title. But the Rubro-Negros knew that if they failed to pick up all 3 points, Atletico would be champions. Renato Gaúcho was Shomador after losing the Libertadores final, and Mauricio Souza took his place. He set out a team with Gabi and Bruno Henrique in attack. On the other side, Ceará had to make do without Vina, so coach Thiago Nunes went to the game with Lima pulling the strings in midfield, and Kelvin, Mendoza and Gonzalez up front. With 3 minutes on the clock, Diego put some pressure on Fabinho and Gabi took advantage. He got the ball and finished with perfection to open the score.
Gabi goal to score the opener here. Look at that. A missed pass there. What a great steal from Diego and a great goal by Gabi.
Mendoza had the best opportunity for Ceará in the first half. He got possession and hit a powerful shot, but missed the target. At the end of the first half, Mateuzinho received a nice pass from Thiago Maia and centred perfectly to Gabi. But this time the striker hit the woodwork with the header. Back from the break, Flamengo kept on pounding Ceará's door. Andreas Pereira progressed and overhit a pass. Bruno Henrique managed to reach the ball but was denied by João Ricardo. With nearly 20 minutes left to play, Hick received in midfield and found Gonzalez. His effort was stopped by Hugo, but Hick got the follow-up to put the ball into the back of the net.
Rick with the chance. Yoni Gonzalez with a cross shot. Hugo Souza with the save. And the goal of Rick Jonathan. 1-1 Flamengo, Ceará. Atletico Mineiro with this result will conquer the Brasileirao.
Next, Gabi got inside the area and shot. A slight deflection almost fooled João Ricardo, but he did just enough to save Ceará. But it didn't take too long for the goal to come. With 79 minutes on the clock, Mateuzinho raced inside the area and found the net with a first-time shot to give Flamengo the win in dramatic style.
Avoiding, now at this time, the title of Atletico Mineiro. Bruno Henrique sends it back. The strike of Mateuzinho, Flamengo 2, Ceará 1, Mauricio Destri.
During his celebration, Mateuzinho called over Andrés Pereira, the man who made a decisive error in the Libertadores final, to get the support from a packed Maracanã. 2-1 the final score. The league and Libertadores titles may have been lost, but the fans showed their appreciation for the Rubro-Negros. Cuiabá hosted the Libertadores champions Palmeiras in the Arena Pantanal. The home side needed the win to help secure their Serie A status, while the Greens came into the game in a celebratory mood. Jorginho sent out his team with all their best players and Jennison in charge of the attack. Palmeiras had given an early vacation to their regular starters and entered the pitch with a team filled with young players. Surprisingly, it was the away side who were firing on all cylinders from the beginning. In their first attack, Gabriel Silva found the net. Michel hit a long pass from all the way back to the young player. Paulão and Volta got in a mix-up and the Greens number 49 went past both to reach the net.
Gabriel Silva gets his first goal in the Campeonato Brasileiro.
Cuiabá responded with a corner, but Jennison could only head over the bar. On the 29th minute mark, the Greens scored another. Gabriel Menino received the pass and got a slight touch with his head. Giovanni got the ball and progressed forward with speed. The young forward then cut into the middle and shot to beat Volta.
Palmeiras gets their second goal on the night. Giovanni, 17 years old.
Clayson hit a delicious cross to the near post. Jennison got in a header, and Alan Imperial got the follow-up to score. The former Palmeiras defender finding the net to put Cuiabá back in it.
Alan Imperial cuts the lead of Palmeiras to 1 goal.
After the break, Gabriel Menino centred. Henan won the aerial contest, but Volta stopped his header. Clayson received in the area and quickly removed Michel from the play to go one-on-one with Vinicius Silvestre, but the winger's shot was saved by the keeper. Paulão got the ball in the area and tried a bicycle kick, but this was blocked by the defenders. In the follow-up, Paulão tried again and eventually forced Vinicius Silvestre to display all his reflexes when he pulled off an amazing save. The match was finally killed off and Gabriel Veron produced some magic. Paulão got it all wrong and Veron stole the ball. The number 27 moved forward and fired in a thunderbolt that smashed onto the underside of the bar before going in.
Beautiful kick on the top corner of Walter.
Game over and the Arena Pantanal on the home side failed to secure 3 important points. 3-time Libertadores champions Palmeiras produced a great performance and showed that they have plenty of talent coming through from their academy. And what about the academy players from Palmeiras to open up our top 3? After the Greens' Libertadores title win, the young players were given a run out against Cuiabá. 17-year-old Giovanni danced through the defenders before reaching the net in amazing fashion. The best save in round 36 was simply breathtaking. Sport keeper Mailson stretched like rubber when blocking this header from Gabriel Sara. A spectacular save from every possible angle, so you won't forget this piece of magic from Mailson in the Brasileirao. The most amazing skill of round 36 was produced by Atletico's Nicolas. The Hurricanes' number 8 removed Fagner completely out of the picture with this delicate touch. An amazing display of his abilities in the venue that opened the World Cup in 2014. It's time to take a look at the best players and the manager that impressed us in round 36. Between the stinks, we've gone for Everson of Atletico Mineiro. At right back, Mariano, also of Atletico Mineiro. Our 2 centre defenders are João Victor of Corinthians and Arboleda of Sao Paulo. At left back, Guilherme Arana, Atletico Mineiro. In midfield, Duqueiros, Corinthians. Gabriel Sara, Sao Paulo. Thiago Maia, Flamengo. Up front, we've gone for Marcos Leonardo of Santos, Giovanni Palmeiras and Hulk from Atletico Mineiro. Our man on the bench is Guto Ferreira of Bahia. Atletico's top man in the competition, the Brasileirao Açaí top scorer, and now also the best player of round 36, no questions asked. In the comeback win against Fluminense, the superstar striker scored a penalty and hit another with this gorgeous set piece. A thunderbolt with no chances for Marcus Felipe whatsoever. Congratulations to the incredible Hulk, the best player of round 36. Sport relegated as Sport Recife lost to Sao Paulo in the Morumbi and Juventude beat Red Bull. The Lions are now relegated to Serie B. With just 33 points, the team cannot escape the bottom four. Corinthians in the Libertadores. With the win over Atletico Paranaense, the Musketeers guaranteed their spot in next season's Libertadores. This will be the 16th time that the club have qualified for the tournament. We're almost at the end of a championship, and things are taking shape at the top and at the bottom. Atletico Mineiro are just a step away from taking the title. Flamengo remain in hot pursuit, but perhaps it's too late for the Rubro-Negros. Palmeiras are in third, Corinthians fourth. Red Bull Bragantino are now in fifth, with Fortaleza in sixth place. It's still tight at the wrong end of the table, and sides such as Atletico Goianiense, Juventude, Cuiabá and Atletico Paranaense are not yet safe, alongside Bahia and Gremio. Sport Recife and Chapecoense are down. Round 37 of the Brasileirao starts on Sunday as Corinthians and Gremio go head-to-head. Atletico Mineiro, Red Bull Bragantino, Bahia Fluminense and Ceará against América Mineiro complete the day. Monday's action-packed with Sao Paulo against Juventude, Atletico Paranaense Palmeiras, Flamengo Santos, Internacional Atletico Goianiense, Cuiabá Fortaleza and Chapecoense against Sport Recife. That's it for this week. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of the toughest, most exciting league in the Americas. And we'll be back next week with more action from the Brasileirao.